Welcome back to it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Patrick. I'm the D.
I'm Dave, I'm the Don. Slightly different venue this week, but we thought even though we're away on a golfing holiday, we'd have to get the show done.
Absolutely, Dave.
Where do you want to start, mate?
Well, let's start. Last round with the D's versus the Roos. Look, I thought that it was a much more improved performance from Melbourne. Uh, just a few highlights for me. Fritz, he's really starting to find a bit of form up and down the ground, right? So, and I'm just glad he actually passed the ball over the top to someone in the goal square as
I
well.
think he's
'Cause
been listening, mate. He's bringing a lot more players into it.
absolutely, and that's where the good teams go. That they actually bring other players into the game. So it was great to
You're
see that.
using him differently now. It's
Yeah,
more away from goal.
I think so. I think Goodwin's starting to really push him up around the centre because he's got such a damaging kick in the field. Not just for goal. And I think he's just growing in confidence. He's starting to really take those marks and also do the team things as well. So I'm glad he's listening. So well done, Fritz.
Because you've unearthed, well, I don't know whether you've unearthed, you played a forward last week, big lanky guy, Jefferson.
Jefferson, yeah, yeah. Look, he had an improved game, to be honest. It would have been good if he kicked a bit straighter, but he was taking some good marks in the forward line, right? Kick one, two. I think he just, once he starts kicking some goals, I think he's going to start to grow in confidence as well. So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad because he's been playing the VFL for a while, and it's good to see that he's getting his chance. Milsham as well. Wow, he's really just lighting it up. To be honest, he's
First guy for you guys to kick three or more goals 3 weeks in a row
yes,
since David Neitz.
absolutely. 13 goals in the last 3 games, unbelievable. And he's got an ability to really time his leaps really well. Again, his kicking is elite when it comes to for goals. He's very damaging when he's going for goal, even outside 50, and he can really change a game. So very happy with Milkshy. And look, there's some rumours that he might be seeking a trade. It is his last year, but geez, I tell you what, we'd have to be silly if we didn't offer him I reckon at least another 2 years. To be honest, he still looks like he's got a lot in the tank.
Amazing how they fire up for the contract year.
Absolutely, we love it. We love it. And what else can I say? Tom McDonald as well.
Your boy.
I called it.
He's
I
back.
said I don't know why he was dropped in the first place.
He's on a contract year too, right?
He is. He's on a contract year, and look, to be honest, I started to, have a bad feeling that he was in the twos because he was requesting a trade. Obviously Oscar McDonald has left, but fingers crossed we give him another year because I really think he's had a really good year when he's been in the seniors. He's averaged around 15, 16 possessions. Okay, his pressure and his is not above average, but really, if you look at all the other stats, kicking, his efficiency is above 80%. He's got a penetrating kick from the back line, which is what we need, and he can really slice through the centre when it comes to his kicking, and they're long kicks.
Are you still playing? Is Harrison Petty still getting a game in your side?
At the moment,
Is
I'd
he
take.
playing?
He's not. He's injured at the moment,
Right.
but at the moment, I'd be really looking. I see Tom McDonald.
I don't think you've got room for both of them. I think, let's be honest,
Yeah.
they're mid-class calls, and you can only carry one of those.
Yeah.
You're trying to bring Turner and Jefferson through. Don't know if Lever's
Yeah.
contract's looking as good as maybe a couple of years ago when you signed him, and you
No.
probably want to be ushering May out the door.
Just on Lever as well. There was my concern with Lever. He's had injuries. He's had quite an injury prone year this year. And even there was a play last, and where the ball's on the ground and he just doesn't look as agile as what he used to look. Now maybe that's injuries, and funny enough, he's out. I think he's out for the game, which is happening tonight against Carlton. But funny enough, he just doesn't look as mobile as he still does well in the air, but yeah, I think he's dropped off a bit this year.
I think that's one of the big things that you guys need to work out. Who's our centre half forward? Who's our full forward? Who are we going to put games into? And I like the fact that you're, blooding Jefferson, who looks like he's, ready for AFL footy to me. But now we've just got to work out what the ceiling is.
Yeah,
Turner looks like, he could be a key back.
yeah,
And to me, you entered this season with a lot of question marks on your mid to tall
yeah,
players,
yeah, yeah.
and I think the fact that you're still spruiking Tom McDonald's on a great.
Come on, Dave. Jeez, give him a go.
I
I'm
know,
a
but
McDonald
you're
fan.
talking to me like I've never seen him play. I've been watching the guy play for 10 years. He had a good forward season in your premiership year, the year
Oh,
before,
yeah, absolutely.
and that
But
was when you fell in
I
love with
like
him.
to say he's reinvented himself,
Yeah.
right? And he's
Well,
done
he's had to because he's been a dud at so many different positions.
it. Don't be harsh. Don't.
Sorry, Tom.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, exactly. No, no. I've got a lot of faith in Tom. And to be honest, his marking, and it'll be good to see tonight when he's playing. Like he averages over 15 possessions. He's, as I
Is he
said,
playing back or forward?
back.
Right.
He's playing back. Absolutely, he's playing back.
I just don't know how you're fitting them all in.
Yeah, well, they're
Obviously
injured.
the leader.
So
Yeah.
Lever and May's been injured.
Yeah.
I think it's been a blessing, to be honest. So anyway, let's just see what happens tonight. I do want to call out one North player, which is pretty exciting as well. Cooper Harvey, 4 goals too. Hello.
Yeah, nice to see.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. His ability to lead as well in the forward line. It was like, wow, he's got some real ability.
So I'm hearing that you're having a little bit of a mid-season renaissance because I know you were down after the Adelaide game, but the fact is, three-quarter time you were 4.5 goals up in Adelaide.
Yeah.
Mate, you guys have the, and then everything fell apart. Like, I mean, let's put that in brackets. But before that, I mean, you can play as well as, I mean, no
Yeah.
team's hotter than Adelaide right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
And you nearly went over and knocked them off.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but I mean, we nearly. So Melbourne's got this uncanny ability to be able to just play in bursts, right? When they get their tail up and they start really believing themselves. Yes, you've got, obviously Pickett taking speckies, and you've got Melksham kicking outside 50. That's great, but unfortunately, when the tide's against us, we just don't know how to stop that tide as well. So, teams like Adelaide are kicking 5 goals against us, right? And all it took was 2 goals from Rankin to all of a sudden just snap, and Adelaide started to believe again. You've got to seize the momentum.
Yeah, but that's the thing about, I mean, I wanted to talk about it later, but the really good teams now, their forward lines are just so
Yeah,
good
agreed.
that within half a quarter they can just put you to the sword.
Yeah,
And
agreed.
what have Adelaide got? They've got the three-headed monster that's been an argument all year. And it's interesting now, Adelaide have stuck to their guns all season. And other teams are starting to go, well, maybe you've actually got something here. Because GWS are doing it too.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a sec.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Adelaide have Walker as your third key tall, and then Fogarty and Phil
Fogarty,
Thorpe.
Phil Thorpe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched Fogarty dance around Bulldogs defenders
Yeah,
last week
yeah.
like they were witches' hats.
And then you got Keys as well.
Don't forget Keys and Rankin's your wild card.
Yeah, yeah.
And any other year you'd go, wow, that forward line's amazing. Then you go to Brisbane, and last night they didn't even have your boy, Bailey.
No.
And Rayner and Cameron and Lohman and
Yeah,
Archie
yeah,
and
yeah.
Morris
Yeah.
and Hipwood.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's...
Well, when Lohman starts to play really well, in my opinion, he's a real wild card for him. What he does, he splits packs when he's taking marks. He takes out 3 players, and so then you've got all the crummers on the ground, right?
Everyone's talking about McGluggage for the Brownlow. I reckon Will Ashcroft's going to take
Yeah,
a
exactly.
lot of them. And I mean, we could go through their midfield as well, but pretty pretty terrifying
Oh,
to be honest.
I agree.
But you wanted to talk about GWS and what they did to Geelong,
I did. To me, that was the round of the week.
the match of the round.
Yeah, the match. Yeah, absolutely, definitely the match of the round for me. Loved, obviously, what Cadman did.
He's coming on.
He's coming on. I like Thilthorpe versus Cadman. They just seem to be sort of rising above. It's very close to
I've got Phil Thorpe a little slow to do Darcy at this stage.
right. Okay.
Not better, but
Yeah.
I think he's at this point. I think he's better than Cadman, but Cadman's
Yeah.
doing a bit of hold my beer.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, against Geelong, absolutely, he was unstoppable.
Well, look, I saw them Thursday night. Not in the flesh. I'm not going to that game. Not after
Yeah.
the Richmond game.
Yeah.
But between, I mean, you haven't even got Hogan in there, but you got Hogan, Cadman throwing a little bit of if they can hold their spot. Riccardi, Stringer,
Stringer.
um,
Yeah.
who's the other Brown,
Yeah.
and then of course for small forwards, seems like they've only got one, but Toby Green's so good and he's
Yeah.
still so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a very dangerous forward line
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. They are a roughie for getting right very very deep in the prelim, if not the grand final for me.
Their best midfielder, Tom Green or Finn Callahan?
We talked about this, and for me, I'll say the best. I think the most damaging is Finn Callahan for me. The reason being is I just think that when he's taking the ball around the wing, he again manages. His kicks are certainly hitting like the forwards more often than not.
I
And,
know
and they're quick, and also, he's got a very, very penetrating handball as well. He opens up the game. He's always doing something in the back.
probably
And
fairly simplistic reading, but my take on their season is he was great at the start of the year. Well, he had a couple of great games, and everyone was talking about the Orange Tsunami.
yeah,
And then he had a little bit of a form dip, and then he was injured, and
Yep.
there was no Orange Tsunami. Oh, they can't move the ball, and then he comes back, and suddenly they can move the
yeah,
ball.
yeah,
Just seems like one of those real move the needle guys, and just I think their whole running forward attack and transition is so dependent on him. I love Tom
yeah,
Green,
yeah.
but I'm starting to think I'd take Callahan. Certainly for both our teams, he's what we need more than a Tom Green in and under.
And yeah, absolutely. But it's amazing. Call it the Callum Ward factor, right?
Wow.
I'm sorry, I'm calling out again, right? He
You've
does his
already
knee.
booked him in for an assistant coach position at the
Well,
Giants.
he's done. He did his knee, and three-quarter time they were down by 5 goals. They win that one after he gives them an unbelievable speech. They win that one, and they've pretty much won ever since that particular episode. But look, I think that greatly helped. I also think that some of their other players, which probably weren't playing as well, earlier on in the season, like Himmelberg, are really starting to do the right things, taking marks, spoiling. I'm calling out Himmelberg because I watched him last night, and no, not last
Thursday,
night,
yep.
Thursday night, and he really did look very effective. I hadn't really seen much of him this year, earlier on this year, but now I'm starting to take notice.
Well, once they get Taylor back,
Yeah.
their defence is going to look very good. Um, it was
Geelong? What do you say about Geelong? Was it just a mulligan thing, or
okay. So a couple of things about Geelong, and look, I'm not an expert on
yeah,
Geelong. It seems to me, having watched Brisbane last night, the way that they just take off from halfback, particularly with Zorko,
yeah,
and then it seems like
Zorka?
so Brisbane when they get the ball at halfback,
I
they're
can
just taking off.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah,
is hitting
yeah,
kicks in the corridor.
yeah,
Whereas I think who's that for Geelong? I think it's Stewart, and
yeah.
Stewart's not as quick, and I think he's getting dragged more into playing defence rather than bouncing off. Like he was always that spare, and they've for 10 years we've all been going, "How does Stewart
Yeah,
keep getting and apparently
yeah,
if you want to put if you want to man up in their back line, they'll just throw another one in.
Yeah.
You want to throw another one in, they'll throw another one in.
Yeah.
Just so they always get Stewart. But lately it seems like Stewart's getting dragged back more towards
Yeah.
goal
Yeah.
and he's got a job to do.
Yeah.
And that bounce off half back, I think, is something they'll need to address. And then I think list wise, the midfield, and it seems ridiculous to say it from our position, I'd kill for their midfield. But I think compared to the ones that we were talking about at Brisbane, Collingwood, I think there's a huge drop off from Bailey Smith and Holmes to, I said Atkins. I can't think of who the rest of their midfielders are.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone in there that's great. So if you can shut down one or two of Holmes and Bailey Smith, I think
Was Bailey Smith playing last
they both
week?
played and they both just faded out in the second and third quarters. GWS's midfield just looked,
I
great.
did. And Dangerfield had a surprisingly quiet.
And Jeremy Cameron. So, I mean, you can't just judge them on that one
No.
game. And they were away from home, and I get all of that.
Yeah.
I've just probably in the last couple of weeks started thinking more about Adelaide and GWS winning this year's flag than Geelong.
Yeah.
A lot of it will come down to who finishes in the top four, and some of the games this week will determine that. Geelong have got a fairly easy one against Saints. GWS have already got the points on the board with their easy win against us. But that to me, and of course the battle for number 9 and the interesting ones, there's a huge game for that. Oh no, tomorrow's game, Adelaide and Gold Coast, is more going to be about top 4, I guess. But
It'll be a good game.
there's a lot of teams there sort of going, we're a chance for top 4, but if we stuff this up, we could actually end up out of the finals.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Speaking of matches that we saw on Thursday with the Bombers and GWS, look, it was a better performance from the Bombers, I thought, on Thursday. But I tell you what, last week, it was an absolute horror show for me. It was the worst.
You watched the whole game?
I watched 3/4 of it. I tell you what, those spectators at the MCG, they should be asking for their money back. I was like, really?
I got to say, as I love football, it was kind of hard to watch all of the Essendon Richmond. There were 50 minutes of game time with no goals
No goals
by
at all.
either team. It's
Right.
so bad. Look, it's
What's it
probably
make?
it's questions. It's questions time.
Yeah.
As I mean, I think it was yesterday we fired our high performance manager.
Correct. And by the way, last podcast I mentioned about the importance of high performance, and it
I don't
just
think that
goes to
people
show.
listening to Essendon don't know.
No,
It's just all of the things I've been saying all year about, are we skimping on our development coaches?
rehabilitation,
All of that. Look,
to injury.
again, it's probably early in the season to get really down, but I couldn't help. So Caddy's out rested on Thursday night. We played him against Richmond. Yeah, so fair enough. He's been carrying that forward line. He's 19.
Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't help think of Joe Danaher. Joe left us 5 years ago. Very happy to see him playing the Premiership.
Yeah.
His last 2 years with us, he barely played. And don't forget, he chose us as a father-son. His dad played 100 games for Sydney and for Essendon.
Yeah.
He chose us. Had to go through the whole drug scandal. I don't want to talk about it. But then and again, I'm not inside the club, and I wasn't inside the club then. But what I heard was that he was very unhappy with how Essendon handled his injuries. And then he goes to Brisbane, and I don't think he missed a game. He played nearly every game for 4 or 5 years. So now I'm looking at it, and the problem with Joe was always we needed another key forward to help him carry the load, and we needed to handle his injuries better. So now here we are 5 years later, and Caddy needs another forward to help him handle the load.
Is right your answer?
No, he's not, unfortunately. He had one great season.
And 40 or 50 goals?
Oh, no, it's more. It was a really good season, right?
Yeah.
And then last year, very early on in the season, he got rubbed out for 4 weeks for knocking out a Sydney bloke who needs to be told that if you're going to back into a contest with what people call courage, the courage part of it is that you could get knocked out. He shouldn't have been anywhere near that contest. Wright saw him coming at the last minute, freaked out, and went like this, which looked in really, really bad in slow motion. And ever since then, he hasn't known what kind of intensity to go at the ball. He's a big guy and he doesn't want to, get rubbed out for 4 weeks again. But he hasn't been the same since then. Is it May, who we've just pulled out of the waffle? And I mean, we're going to have some tough decisions to
Some
make.
green shoots there.
Yeah, look, I love the kick, but when you're playing against Richmond and people start saying, they need someone to be leading up and taking marks, maybe they name some small forward, or maybe it's Kako. And I was like, maybe it's May. So if I was Dermy, I'd be taking him down to the park all summer and just running drills. But my point is, Caddy's not talking about leaving because we can't handle his injuries properly, but Langford is. And if I was a contender or a good team, I'd be considering Langford in the same way that, and to put a fight, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and go, woe is me, but we've got a long 6 weeks ahead of us. And we've got a bad habit the last 2 years of completely falling in a heap. I still can't believe this stat, but this time a year ago, Essendon were 4th. And we lost so many games on the way home that we ended up with a top 10 draft pick, right? And here we are again, and people are saying, it's going to be a long 6 weeks for Essendon. Well, at the end of that 6 weeks, it's not even over. They're dragging us out again for the GOG. If ever a team needed, all right, you're done, go on trip. I mean, I don't even know if the players are going to turn up for that game. But I'm just concerned that 5 years later, nothing's better. Our fitness staff aren't any better. Our development staff aren't any better. We've finally got rid of Dodoro, but I feel like a good club would have cut deep into our list after Brad Scott's first year. And you're going to pull out the list of senior players we've still got.
Yeah. Well, look at
Go.
last year. Last round, right? I know you've been decimated by injuries, but still, on the ground, you had Laverde, Merritt, Roberts, Caddy, Durham, Goldstein, Redmond, McGrath, Dersma, and Kako. So, okay, you've got 11 pretty good players there, and dishing up what you did last round or last week, do you need to ask yourself some questions about your coach and your strategy, or because I know that there's been a lot of other teams that have been decimated by injuries as well, and they've got players coming in and they just seem to be playing their roles a lot better. To me, your lower players at the moment don't seem to be gelling, and whose fault is that? I'm just saying. You've got to ask some questions, right?
All right, fair enough. I mean, if you lose tonight against Carlton, boy, we're going to ask some questions. Don't worry about that. Goodman's just sitting there going, Scott, I get where you're coming from. But the only thing I would say about that is there's just two areas, I guess. Every key position on the ground, forward and back, and ruck. Okay, so don't forget, Goldstein didn't think he was playing ruck this year. He's not doing a grueling, running up the cliffs at Portsea. He was, playing golf and tennis, and he thought, I've got my push.
Well, he's a ruck coach for you.
I know, but they kept him on the list as a Hail Mary that they needed, right? We lost our two best ruck. So now you've got Vigo Vicentini on Thursday night, and the week before that, it was Goldstein off a break. Because when you're 36 or 35 or whatever, 37, and you play 6 weeks in a row, you're starting to get a bit sore. So ruck is an issue, which hurts the midfield's ability to get it out. But I mean, the midfield has been great. And then, if you're a good side, so let's say you're the Giants, and under normal circumstances, they didn't even bother playing Hogan against us. But let's say Hogan and Cadman walk on the field. Laverde says, I'll take Hogan. And this is a guy who we wanted off our list, right? He's back up to the backup, right? Now he's taking the best key forward. Who's playing taking the second best one? Lockie Blackiston, who a month ago was playing ruck in the waffle, and we go, okay, so your waffle standard at ruck will now take you into the AFL and play you at a completely different. So Laverty and Blackiston aren't making anyone shake in their booties, mate. And then in the back line, instead of Reed and Mackay, who I think was starting to shape up as a good
Mackay?
Ben Mackay,
Yeah, okay.
hasn't played for. Hang on. Yeah, how's this been? So I don't, I'm happy with those two. Um, and then for the key forwards, you're looking at on the weekend it was May and Peter Wright. Now Peter Wright got given away by Gold Coast. We kind of made something of it, but I think it's over. If it's not over, it's close. We keep him because he's the second ruckman, but
I think you need to keep Peter Wright.
yeah, but I just look. Couple of things. One, the worse we get as a team, the fewer favours the umpires give us. Peter Wright, every time he went for it, was getting punched in the head, and if he laid a finger on someone's shoulder, it was a free kick. So that kind of makes it tricky. And then he's not clunking them; he's getting close, and then he's just dropping them. So I feel like he could come good, but I was hoping Caddy and May would be our forward line for the future, but May needs to work out where the hell to lead to and increase his tank a little bit, which, he's young, he can do.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I don't think anyone's shaking in their boots.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But I agree on the leaders, McGrath, Redmond. Ridley was really good against GWS, and it's great to have him back. I actually think he makes McGrath a better player, which really makes you wonder why McGrath's vice captain and Ridley isn't.
Yeah,
but I just think
he looked pretty good, Ridley, coming back from injury. Even on Thursday night, I thought he actually had a good.
I told you at the start of the year, everything always looks really good till Ridley goes down injured, and the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
I mean, quite a lot this year with the injuries, but I don't think I'm the only Essendon fan who's starting to think.
Brad Scott.
Yeah, there's injuries, but I think there might be bigger problems as well.
Yeah.
And there's nothing about the game plan.
Yeah.
And you got to ask the question, at what point do you go, okay, well, he's defending with the ball, which is like 2 years ago. Nobody does that anymore. Yeah. He's doing that because our backline's, so susceptible and all of that. But we used to be an exciting team to watch.
Yeah.
We had no defence under Ratton and Knights and, going all the way, sorry, not Ratton. But this bomb it on the forward's head, kick backwards. I haven't seen anything in 3 years that looks like he's ahead of the game.
If you are going to change the play, you can't just change the play and then just expect to, get out the other side on the wings. It's very hard. You have to keep your opponents on the toes. Change the play. Brisbane do it really well. They change the play over, and then they don't necessarily kick down looking for the long mark. They go into the centre, so they kind of can zigzag.
Look, and when Nick Martin got injured, the whole thing, in a nutshell, was everything I'm upset about.
Yeah,
you've got three guys handballing to themselves,
right? Archie Roberts was starting.
So we're on the boundary, and instead of anybody running forward and getting it moving, they're all handballing and then getting tackled straight away. Yeah. And Nick Martin's standing right on the boundary line. Yeah. Nansen comes across, knocks him into next week, and does his ACL. So we don't have him for the rest of the year and possibly next year. And the only person who got up in Mansell's face for the rest of the game was Archie Roberts. Yeah. I think there's a lack of ticker there. And, I mean, we can talk about it another time, but all those guys...
I just think, look, you've got a young group, you haven't got all your players, but you've got to be more daring. You've got nothing to lose. Start to change your game plan. Don't play safe. You've got to zigzag around, because that's where the Bombers actually start to become effective, when you can play unpredictable football, right? So it's a very interesting topic. I'm going to throw something out there. Player watch. This is what player are you watching and you're seeing just rise up and coming through to the end of the round into the finals, and you're just seeing improvement. Who's your player at the moment?
Well, that's a question without notice.
I know.
But we've already been talking about, I guess, Cadman. Everyone's
Yeah.
saying, well, it's now looking like sometime in the next year that'll be his forward line, and that's a beautiful thing. Um, I mean,
For me, I've talked about Collingwood for quite a bit in some of these podcasts, right? But for me, I'm on Darcy Moore watch.
Darcy Moore's
Darcy
becoming a
Moore.
champion.
No, I'm saying that he started very slow
Yeah.
in the season. I've been watching him gradually get better and better and better.
All
On his
Australian, are you
low.
taking him or Harris Andrews?
I'm not talking necessarily talking about All Australian. You won't get
Oh,
All Australian for me.
I think he'd be close.
I don't think he'll get All Australian. I just think because his output at the start of the season was too low. But what I'm seeing from Darcy Moore now, I'm seeing all of a sudden he's doing the right things. He's leaping. His leap seems to be a lot bigger. He seems to be timing his leap. Seems to be marking really well. He's making good decisions. I am on Darcy Moore watch for the rest of these rounds into the finals. He seems to be really picking up his game.
Well, I mean, if you're going players that are already very, very good,
But did start very slowly. That's what I'm looking at here, going and starting.
I'm falling in love with Brisbane, and I just think Ashcroft and Rayner are going to stamp themselves if they haven't already in the next 6 weeks. Their talent level is terrifying up there. I really,
Which
I
one? Which Ashcroft? That's my problem.
yeah,
Levi or
Levi's
Will?
having a good season. Yeah, but no, but I think Will's one of the best players in the comp now.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about McCluggage.
Yeah.
I think I'd be trying to shut down Will Ashcroft.
Yeah.
That goal he kicked on the sideline last night was
Yeah.
ridiculous. I mean, it was over by then, but just a very smart and dangerous player.
Yeah. 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 Okay. So one last question, I think,
Hit me.
for me. Let's talk about the premiership. The way things are at the moment, who's winning the premiership for you?
I I still can't believe Brisbane's talent level.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we get a Brisbane Collingwood grand final because I just think there's just class all over that.
Yeah.
There. I think Adelaide and GWS have started to move into if you get the right run, if you finish top four, because they've got a lot of weapons too. And I think the
But I'm
teams.
at the MCG though. You've got to be thinking, okay,
That's the question, isn't
that's a question, right?
it? Have they? Because they've done the work.
Yeah,
They've built the
yeah,
list the
yeah.
way that you're supposed
We've
to.
got the fitness boss, the best fitness boss.
But they haven't had the heartbreaking prelim loss or the grand final.
No.
The big show. You know,
Yeah.
Brisbane did it for 5 years, went
Yeah.
to prelims before
Yeah.
they won theirs.
Yeah.
The question is, can Adelaide jump that process?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to be heading to Adelaide Oval to play them week 1, 2, or 3.
No.
But the question is, if they've got to go to the
So,
G for prelim or grand
yeah.
final, can they get that done?
Well, for me, it's Brisbane. For me, it's
Oh,
Brisbane.
you've joined me.
I've
I thought
joined.
you were Collingwood.
I was Collingwood, but I just think with Levi Ashcroft being added, I think with their if you can get Loman, who to me is a massive X factor for them. Well, he kicked 4 goals in the grand final last year, right? So he's starting to really shape up again. And you've just got so much talent, and plus they've already won there, and they've won key games. They've at the MCG.
Who's the last team to win 2 grand finals in a row?
Jeez.
Geelong didn't do it. Brisbane did back in the day, but that's 20 years ago.
We're not talking about Brisbane, are we?
2001 to 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that worries me. Nobody does it
Yeah.
anymore. Are we missing anyone? Geelong, we're every second year.
Yeah.
Hawthorn. Did
Hawthorn
Hawthorn go
did,
there?
yeah. No, Hawthorn-
Okay.
Hawthorn went.
So it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
12. Yeah.
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 I'm on. I think I'm on the Lion train at the moment. to be honest. Well, it might change, and we might be flip flopping or
You don't
doing
know what
something.
it can do, do you?
No, no.
I certainly don't feel like Gold Coast are ready. If Adelaide aren't ready, then I don't think Gold Coast are. But you've just got that Hardwick X factor. I mean, the guy has been there.
Ben King would have
Well,
to.
Richmond went back to back. Yeah, Richmond did.
Sorry, yeah, Richmond
Yeah,
did
yeah.
too. Yeah,
Okay, so it doesn't happen often. It was 17, 18? So, no, 19, 20.
1920.
No, 19 and 20. And
Yeah.
Dusty Martin was the only guy to ever win,
They won.
the second guy to win back to back.
They won 3 in a row.
No, they didn't. Collingwood and West Coast were in the middle.
Ah, yes.
Remember,
yes.
Collingwood won that prelim, and Mason Cox did the strut.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we were there.
Oh yes, remember that one.
Oh well, look, I guess we could walk
Yeah.
down memory lane.
Absolutely.
All day. We've got a golf day. So,
It's been a pleasure. Love talking footy with you, Dave.
as always, mate.
Thanks, guys.